Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 28th, 2020. The time is 2:02 p.m. This is our weekly business meeting, and I'm officially calling the meeting to order. Attending are Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. And I will ask Nancy to please lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's interesting upstairs. Most of you don't know this, but because we have two Nancys, the way I distinguish is Nancy Pluff has a countess in her lineage, so sometimes I'll say countess, which is... Well, you can call me Prince. Whatever. Okay. Moving on. You okay? Moving on to the consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda for July 28th, 2020.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Filios?
Aye, and the motion is carried. Moving on to the payables, please.
Okay, for some reason, your payables,
What's the deal there?
no.
I got mine.
You want
Okay,
to read
you
it
go.
off, please?
Sure. I move that we approve the payables list in the amount of $749,783.15.
I'll second.
We don't have any jury panel payments?
I don't think the juries are
Okay,
around these
good.
days, are they? No.
Okay.
Oh, I'll
Oh,
second.
that's true.
That's right.
Seconded.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Filios?
Aye, motion carried. Thank you, Pat. Changes to the agenda. Okay, so we've added item number 12, which is the State of Idaho Broadband Grant. Thank you, Jody. And applications for household and resource Are they two items or one? One and the same? Oh, okay, it's all one. Okay, so that agenda item has been added.
Yeah, so we have to make a motion.
Okay.
So I move that we amend the agenda to include item number 12, which is the State of Idaho Broadband Grant application. This is the challenge response that is due. The reason why it's an emergency is because it's due this week it's due tomorrow. So this is our last opportunity to meet in person and discuss it.
I
Understood.
second the motion.
Bill Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan?
Aye.
Chairman Filios?
Aye, and the agenda is amended as indicated. Okay, moving on to our action items. Number one, fiscal year 2021 dedicated enhanced emergency communications grant fee fund application with the Idaho Public Safety Communications Commission, KCSO 911. Is this Colin?
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Colin McRoy, 911. This is the item that was deferred from last week. It is the annual IPFCC grant application. This year, we are asking for one thing, a software improvement to Spillman Flex CAD called the CAD Management Dashboard, which will allow for some statistical analysis for the dispatch center here as far as call handling and call volumes. The grant request is for a total of $23,200. The one important thing I'd like to note, if the board agrees the grant submission and we are approved for the grant and implement, there is a maintenance, continual maintenance that will go along with this software addition, which the 124 enhanced fund can indeed pay for, and that would be an added thing in the FY 2020 budget, so plenty of time to plan for that.
And how much is that?
Yeah. Colin, how much is that?
The second year maintenance and continue on maintenance would be $3,328
Annually?
annually. Yes, correct.
Okay. Thoughts?
I'm fine if the budget can continue
Okay.
with that, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Motion?
All right, I move that we approve the FY21 Dedicated Enhanced Emergency Communications Grant Fee Fund application.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 2, fiscal year 20 review of emergency communications fee, resolution 2020-46. Once again, KCSO 911. Colin, is this you also?
Yes, sir. Commissioners, Colin McRoy again. This is our annual review of the emergency communication fee, often referred to the E911 fee or dedicated E911 fund. This is review for the board to just reaffirm the amount that collected for the fee. No change is requested from the previous year, which sets the fee at $1 per line, whether it be wireless, VoIP, or landline, to be paid for E911 services. Any questions? Happy to answer.
Colin, do you expect this to go up, in the next 2 years, 10 years? Who knows?
As far as what we can charge,
Yeah.
we're asking for $1, which is the highest allowable by statute.
Oh, okay.
And not set it higher than $1. I should have mentioned that early. We cannot charge more than $1. That is set by Idaho statute Title 31. I'd have to look up the chapter again, but so that would require a Idaho legislature change to charge more.
Okay, so basically you just need a motion to adopt the resolution.
Correct.
I move that we adopt the resolution for FY20, review of emergency communications fee, resolution 2020-46.
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 3, Third Amendment, construction agreement, household hazardous waste for the Ramsey Transfer Station with the National Native American Construction, Inc., solid waste. Kathy?
Yes, Kathy Mayer, for the record, this is the final change order for the construction portion of the project. I will still have one more change order for the engineering portion next week. This will close out the construction end of it. The contractor had a number of items that we had to negotiate it down at the end of the project. The final amendment is $22,226.50. But out of that, we're withholding some money out of that to hold back to pay an engineer for some of the costs that the contractor incurred that we're going to end up paying the engineer on. So this will close out this portion.
Okay. Questions for Kathy? Motion.
I move that we approve the Third Amendment of the construction agreement for the household hazardous waste Ramsey Transfer Station site with National Native American Construction in the amount of $22,226.50.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Thank you, Kathy. Item number 4, donation agreement, resolution 2020-45 for the donation of 4 taser devices to the Spirit Lake Police Department. KCSO, who's speaking for KCSO?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Stu Miller for the record. This is for the board's consideration. Spirit Lake Police Department reached out and are inquiring if we had any of these devices. I just happened to have 4 that were slated for destruction, and just hoping that we can send those on their way. We were just going to destroy them or use them for training aids, but this is a good use for them since they have some leftover battery packs and cartridges that they can use this old technology with.
Okay. Motion?
I move that we approve the donation agreement, Resolution 2020-45, to donate 4 taser devices to Spirit Lake Police Department.
I'll
from
second.
KCSO.
I second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 5, facilities and land rental rental purchase order with the U.S. Forest Service Airport. Stephen Kiergaard, are you here?
I am Commissioner Stephen Kiergaard for the record. This is our yearly agreement with the Forest Service to use additional ramp space outside their lease agreement. The minimum is $10,000 because this includes aircraft parking, different fees as well. And it is just our yearly fee that we do so that we can accommodate them to have a larger presence here on the airport.
Okay. Questions? None? Motion.
I move that we approve the facilities and land rental purchase order with the U.S. Forest Service for their space at the airport.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 6, addendum A to lease. Hagedorn Corporation at the airport. Stephen?
Stephen Kiergaard again for the record. During a recent lease discussion for an area near the Hagedorn Corporation lease agreement, we found that Hagedorn Corp is actually maintaining an area outside their lease, and during further discussions with them, they actually requested to add that to their lease. Because of that, we add about 12,000 square feet to the lease, and it goes from $1,974 to $2,170.16 per month. All those are per month figures.
Okay.
Do you voluntarily want to pay for more?
Well, he asked for more.
Yes.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Unfortunately, if they don't take it, they actually will not be able to accommodate their aircraft inside
Oh, okay.
their
I move that
facility.
we approve addendum A to the
Okay.
lease, the lease of Hagedorn Corporation with the airport.
A second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 7, 2020 Emergency Management Program Grant application with the Office of Emergency Management. Jody.
Yes, I'm representing the Office of Emergency Management. This is their 2020 EMPGE grant application in the amount of $108,390.97. This grant supports the administration and operational costs associated with the OEM's sustainment of county's emergency management program. The 2-year grant performance period is the 1st of October 2019 through September 30th, 2021. And there is a 100% county match requirement of $108,000. I'm sorry, $108,000,
Yep, yeah.
or $108 times, $108,390.97. The match was budgeted in OEM's fiscal 20 budget.
Understood. Thank you. Motion.
I move that we approve the 2020 Emergency Management Program grant application for the Office of Emergency Management.
Second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 8, CARES Act funding federal requirements for Duns and Cage Resource Management Office. Jody, I guess I'll let you tell us what that is.
It's basically a requirement by Idaho Rebounds for any grant applications that we submit, that we send this documentation that indicates our DUNS number, our CAGE number, which is our SAM registration, and that we understand the additional resources that are provided in there as far as the guidelines for the grant.
Okay.
I just want board approval so I can sign it.
How long have we had those numbers?
The DUNS number and the CAGE number,
Yeah.
since I've been here,
Okay.
even before that. So, yes. DUNS
Perfect.
number. I can look up to see,
No,
maybe 10,
I'm
15
good.
years.
I'm good.
Okay. Motion.
Who's doing this one? I am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I move that we approve the CARES Act funding under the federal requirements for Dun and Cage Dun and Cage. Yeah. Is that it? Is that?
Do we need to authorize you to be the,
That's what my request would be, is if I may be so kind as to sign it.
Okay, so we're authorizing Director Jody Beasy to execute.
Go for it.
right? I'll second that.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item number 9, excuse me, change order for the Compton Sewer Project, Stewart Consulting, Sean Riley for the BOCC.
Yes, Sean Riley for the record, Commissioners. Good afternoon. This is a small change order for the Compton Sewer Project in the amount of $500. The city, once the line was in, decided that we needed an additional clean out, and so therefore the cost of $500 to put in that clean out. Just for reference, we had set aside $100,000 for the project. It looks like we're going to come in roughly right around $44,200, and that includes this change order and the one for the additional paving. So that should result in about $55,800 that's going to go back to fund balance.
Wonderful. Good news. Motion.
I move that we approve the change order for the Compton Sewer Project with Stewart Contracting in the amount of $500.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 10, approve the Hayden Area Regional Sewer Board fiscal year 21 budget, BOCC.
Yes, so in your packet was the, pretty much the summaries of all the different areas that the Hayden Area Regional Sewer Board budget covers, with operations, with capital construction, and with replacement. So we're looking at entering into phase 2, which helps us stay with DEQ standards and also increases the ability of the plant to handle more waste down the line. So I don't know if you had any questions about different line items or what, but it looks like about $19,801,000 is going towards our phase 2 construction.
Okay. Any questions? Motion.
I move that we approve the Hayden Area Regional Sewer Board FY21 budget.
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried, approving the fiscal year 21 budget. Item number 11, joint powers agreement, provision for emergency and non-emergency medical services in Kootenai County. Also, KC Emergency Medical Services System, known as KCEMSS, Northern Lakes Fire Protection District, Kootenai County Fire and Rescue, City of Coeur d'Alene, Timber Lake Fire Protection District, Spirit Lake Fire Protection District, Worley Fire, Micah Kidd Island Fire Protection, Hauser Fire Protection District, Eastside Fire Protection, and these are all, the aforementioned are all districts, and this will be presented by our Deputy Civil Prosecuting Attorney, Pat Braden.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is the latest update of the Joint Powers Agreement that provides EMS services in Kootenai County. I just wanted to note that all of the districts and the city of Coeur d'Alene and the county that you read off are really a testament to the cooperation we have in place in providing EMS services in Kootenai County. And this agreement, in some form or another, has been around for almost 20 years now. This is the latest update. I think the last update before that was in 2017. It's simply to reflect current operations of each of those medical service providers, and also to update the standards and accountability which we have in place throughout the system. It's really evolved into, from a bunch of districts just providing service in their areas, to becoming a real system that happens to operate through our medical service provider partners. And it's really been, in the time that I've been involved with EMS since 2002, has been really a great thing to see, and frankly fairly miraculous, given sometimes the rancor you see between public entities. In southern Idaho, they're trying to kind of, in a way, replicate that. They haven't had as much success, but I know they're plugging away from talking to one of their attorneys about something else the other day. So I would recommend that the board approve it. All of the other entities, including KCMSS, have approved and signed the agreement, so we'll be the last entity to do so.
And just for everyone's benefit who might be listening in, the ambulances or KCEMS basically are distributed throughout the county, typically housed in the firehouses. And that's what I think we're generally applying here.
Right. Yeah, the system purchases the ambulances and the equipment, and it's distributed as needed to our medical service provider.
Right. So the response times are a lot faster by operating this in this fashion.
Yes.
Okay, motion.
I move that we approve the joint powers agreement update for Kootenai County Emergency Medical Services System and all of the fire protection districts listed.
You mean you're not going to read it?
Chris did
I just
already.
did.
Yes.
I second the motion, and I'm not going to read it either. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Okay, Jody, State of Idaho, broadband grant application. And Jody, Director of our Resource Management Office. Go right ahead, Jody, please.
Okay, the board approved the State of Idaho broadband grant application on the 30th of June 2020. Following the board approval, the RMO, working with Intermax, submitted 17 grant applications specific to households, which were then posted to the Department of Commerce website for 5 days. Eligible applicants or qualified internet service providers who were able to provide the broadband service detailed in the Kootenai County's grant application were provided the opportunity to submit written challenges. Spectrum Pacific West, LLC challenged 14 of the 17 grant applications submitted to the Idaho Department of Commerce by Kootenai County. The board was provided Intermac's response to Spectrum's challenge. The board can provide one of 3 responses to the challenges. You can affirm Kootenai County's grant application meets the challenged criteria, modify the application, or withdraw the grant requests. Intermax encourages Kootenai County to affirm the applications meet the challenge criteria. The Director of Commerce for the State of Idaho will make the final determination based on the challenge and response.
Okay, and that determination is due by this Friday, isn't it?
We have to submit our response by tomorrow.
Oh, we have to, okay.
Yes.
And their decision then follows, what, 2 days later? Isn't it, is it July 31st, is that correct?
I think the decision will come out, they'll announce the applications on the 31st.
Okay, okay. Any thoughts? Anybody wish to comment here? Jody, okay, so the challenge by Spectrum, basically my understanding of their infrastructure is mostly cable, as opposed to the type of service that Intermax is offering. Is that correct?
Cable TV service owned by Charter Communications.
Okay. So is it really doesn't fall into the same category as the erection of cell towers?
I think the more appropriate description would be that it doesn't serve the area that is being proposed by Intermax, and therefore Intermax does fulfill the grant requirements for purpose of providing rural broadband.
Okay, good point. So I don't have any issue affirming the Intermax application.
So I would request that the motion be that the board would affirm the Kootenai County grant applications meet Spectrum's challenge, and that submission then be made to the Department of Commerce. Thank you.
Don't leave yet. Okay. Leslie,
You good? I can do it.
are you okay?
Would you like me to do it?
I would say, I move that,
What she said.
say it.
Affirm Kootenai County's grant applications meet the challenge criteria and provide the submission to the Department of Commerce as required by tomorrow.
Pat, you good with that? Yes. A second.
All right, do we get it seconded?
Leslie just did.
Okay, aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried to affirm the submission of the application on behalf of Intermax. Thank you, Jody. Public comment? None? 2:27, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.